which actually has been contended by Australia at some point. A race of thoroughbred animals generates nearly $100 million of revenue for the state. Yet we here cannot press upon the people the importance of passing laws to help subdue the desire of some idiot to purposefully hurt animals. Now, I've actually been in contact with my friends at Central Kentucky Veterinary Clinic in Georgetown, and I put it out there today to them that I would like to get an interview with one of the veterinarians to get their point of view on Kentucky's lapse in animal protection laws and what he or she, depending on which veterinarian takes part, thinks needs to be done. Totally an impromptu interview. Well, it was going to be today, but they didn't get back in touch with me. But so yeah, we need to see exactly what needs to change in this state and how we need to change it. What are the differences between an animal living here in Kentucky and the great state of Illinois? Just one state over. Then again, what's the difference between people in Colorado and other states allowed to purchase legally marijuana, which has been proven to slow cancer rates, if not cure cancer? Yes, I seem to slip that into almost every show. There is no difference, but one state over, yet Illinois ranks as the top state in the country for having laws that protect animals from idiots like this Joseph Price of H5 Ranch of Missouri. I reached out today to the owners of the camel at H5 Ranch to talk about this sorry excuse of a human being, Joseph Price of Jackson, Missouri. But their voicemail is full, and they haven't yet returned my calls. As a matter of fact, a search of their Facebook page showed that it simply no longer existed. And I don't know exactly when that happened. I just want to know if there have been any other instances like this that has happened. And anybody who eventually listens to this, anybody out there really great with searches. I have a friend, Megan, who is she's very good at being a journalist. She's very good. Well, let's say she worked for a major organization that we call Anonymous, and her integrity is absolutely impeccable. And maybe she can shed a little light on this idiot, Joseph Price. Because I want to dig more dirt on this guy. I am tired of seeing in the news. And, I actually try not to post things on my Facebook page or the Socratic Method, which is a page you should absolutely check out. And please feel free to post your own things, because there is a wavelength. There is a connection between many of us. And if you're like me, you've only... It's not that I have only recently become awakened to the cruelty, the inhumanity of the world around us, but I am finding that out of every 200 friends, there are four or so that are along the lines of awakening, light workers. And there is an awakening. There is a change, a seed of change that we are making, that we are bringing into an existence. You see, doing another search. Well, okay. If you have ever had to be assessed for a job, say in an interview. And actually, now I'm beginning to wonder if this has happened to anyone else, or do I just look like a maniac? Maybe it was a counseling session. I don't know. Anyway, people are sometimes asked about whether or not they ever feel like or have ever hurt animals. According to the website Canadians for Animal Welfare Reform, where there's an article entitled Animal Cruelty Syndrome. In this article is a statement that does resound within a likelihood that animal abusers are 5 times more likely to commit violent crimes against people, deviant behaviors such as animal abuse from a traumatic childhood. The American Psychiatric Association considers animal cruelty as one of the diagnostic criteria of conduct disorder. An immediate search from your overlord, Google, says, according to the lastchancesanctuary.com, quote, most people who abuse animals don't do it on purpose. They hurt animals because they don't think about or realize what they are doing. Many of these people don't know that what they are doing is cruel. Now, I get it. I totally get that statement. But I totally disagree in just about every aspect possible. One of the first teachings I received at the beautiful and luxurious Leech Lake Indian Reservation was from a man named Guy Green and his brother John. The first words spoken to me by a native elder on that reservation were, every being, 2-legged or 4-legged, knows in its heart the difference between right and wrong. Those were the first words spoken to me. And I have never forgotten it. Although I continue to do wrong, and as we all do. But, those ways are changing, though. Those ways are absolutely changing. So I'm not going to completely buy that people don't know they're hurting animals. Now, granted, if you, like I think everyone else, has a dysfunctional family, like currently, the temperature here is around 11, 12 degrees. And people bring their animals in, but sometimes they put them on a back porch that has absolutely no heat. And I have one such case that is going on right now that is exactly that. And the person I reached out to help change the situation, because I don't necessarily think legal charges would be in order, because I do believe the man doing this does suffer from a degree of dementia as he is older. But he doesn't realize that the dog that he is putting on the back porch, whom he keeps, because it was his wife's dog, who passed away just over a year ago. He thinks that keeping her is a tribute to her, but yet he does not take care or interact with the dog, and she's young enough that she should be with on a farm and interact with younger people, but she stays on this back porch. And I actually reached out to a friend of mine who's a former employee of the Central Kentucky Veterinary Clinic in Georgetown, and she has assured me she is going to assist in the matter, and I'll leave that at that. But just tonight I took a shirt. I took a towel actually down last night so the dog would have something to wrap up in, and was told the next morning that that's a good towel, and If you give that to her, she's just going to chew it up. So he took it from her. So I took one of my own shirts, a heavy flannel shirt that I haven't worn in a while, and took to her to wrap her in. Now, my friend is going to bring a blanket for her, and she's actually going to make a point to stop by and ensure this dog has her needs met. But anyway, an article I found at the Illuminating Psychology Today website entitled Animal Cruelty and the Sadism of Everyday Life. Interesting that these words would come into being in the first place. This article says researchers who study human and animal interactions, between humans and animals interactions, are divided. The researchers are divided over the causes and consequences of animal cruelty. Many anthrozoologists argue childhood animal cruelty is a good predictor of later violence against humans. Others, however, believe that the link between animal cruelty in children and adult violence is not very strong. For example, and this was news to me, contrary to popular opinion, most serial killers and school shooters do not have a documented history of animal abuse. Further, childhood animal abuse is surprisingly common in the general population. A review of 24 research reports found that 25% of violent offenders had been animal abusers when they were kids, but so had 37% of men in the non-criminal, quote, normal control group. But why do some people and not others pull the wings off of butterflies, toss firecrackers at cats, and shoot the neighbor's dogs with BB guns? Because they're idiots, that's why. They're totally sadistic idiots. Since I was a child, it's always been an absolute pain of mine to see anyone purposefully hurt an animal. Here's the glitch. I have more compassion for animals than I do people. And I'm sure I will fall into some category of psychosis. Because we all do. Everybody has to have a label, don't they? They absolutely do. But it's just my opinion, of course, that these people are idiots who pull wings off of butterflies and hurt small animals. I stopped talking to one cousin of mine because when I was not even 12, but we were driving in, backwoods Kentucky over in Harrison County, and a rabbit ran out in front of his truck, and he actually almost killed us. He almost flipped the truck trying to chase this rabbit down to run over it. And I never talked to him after that. The jerk. Absolute ass. There I am. There I caught myself. Ass is not explicit language. Yes. Maybe I don't need iHeartRadio. Maybe if I start censoring myself, my true thoughts and feelings will not be known. Anyway, we all have within us the potential to be violent to others. And I can honestly say that I'd risk the assault charge if I saw someone do this to an animal. It's no skin off my nose, man, or whatever the cliche is. Absolutely not. At any rate, 2 studies shed light on this question. According to Psychology Today, both of them explore the relationship between animal abuse and a configuration of ecological traits